Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to add dramatic lighting using the curves to your brown bag pictures. So here we have a before picture. This is cropped and just a simple action ran on it. And this is our after with the black and white action and then curves ran on it. So if I minimize this, you'll have your image in Photoshop. I'm also going to take you through my basic editing process. So I have this open. I have my rulers open always on my screen as well. If you see right now, I know that my image is 60 by 45, which is a very large image. I also know that's only 72 resolution. So I'm going to change that. I have my crop sizes right here. I'm going to switch, if I click this button, it'll switch, toggle back and forth between landscape and portrait. So I want a 10 by 8. Now I'm going to crop this down, following my rule of thirds. I'm going to crop this in just a little bit, move this over, and hit enter. So now I have my image cropped down. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now I'm going to run my Ashley's Clean action on it. And it just updated that a little. I'm going to go into here, see what this folder filter does. This is going to lighten it up just a little bit. You may or may not want to keep that on. I'm not going to. Then I'm going to flatten my image. Press OK. Now I'm going to run a black and white action on it. Just run black and white beauty. And we have this. I can go into my layers and I can adjust anything that I want. I can see that bump. I can leave that on or turn it off. I'm going to leave it on. Now I'm going to flatten my image. Now there are several ways to add curves to your image. You could go up to image and you could go down to adjustments and you can go to curves that way. I would not suggest doing that because once if you go to adjustments and you do curves, it's going to apply it directly to that layer. It's not going to create a layer mask and you're not going to be able to go back and change anything once you've done it. So I'm going to stay away from that one. You could also go to your layers and go down here and add an adjustment that way. Or you can go into your adjustments right here. And then you have all yours. Your curves is located here. I would suggest using this one because you can apply it to one layer. You can apply it to multiple layers. So I'm going to click on this. And this screen pops up. Now what does this screen mean? There's a lot of different things. You can use your eyedroppers to isolate the dark areas or the light areas or the middle areas of your image, or you can just go in here and make a slight S-curve. As you can tell, this is a scale. White is here, black means here. So if I come and go right here, I can add a gentle S-curve to this. Or I can always bring it back if I don't like it. But once I click on that, I have made a point. And now I can make an S. So now I can monkey around with things. You can move it, you can distort it quite a bit. See how I'm distorting it? Can make it darker by pulling it more towards the black. Can make it lighter by pulling it more towards the white or gray. I want that dramatic white effect in here. You can add more dots. You can monkey with everything. You can also come back in here. You can always Command Z, or you can step backward, which will take it away completely if you step backward. So then you can always start over again if you don't like what you did. My suggestion is always to start I always start right in that little crosshair right there, and then I monkey with this. So there I have that done. So now I can go into my history and I can make a snapshot here. I can make a snapshot here. And I can make a snapshot here. So now I have what it looks like. With my dramatic lighting. No lighting, no black and white. This is before it's black and white. Then I have it black and white, and now I have it with the dramatic lighting. Now it barely does anything, but it just adds that little pop that you're looking for. Then I would make sure to flatten it. Now if I don't like that, I can always go back in. Don't flatten it. You can always go back in and say that if you go into your layers, you'll see that your curves layer is here. And all you have to do is click on this and it will pull that up in your adjustments. And then you can go and click on that. You can also change your different colors if it was in a colored profile. You can do some defaults or customs. You could try messing with those. A strong contrast versus a negative, medium, linear. So you can always start with this, and then you can go in and play with the spots that they already have. So I can take a snapshot of this and compare between this and this. This has a little bit more value in it here and here. So I'm probably going to stick with my snapshot one. But you can definitely go into your curves and play with these. So that way you can kind of see how they look. You could do an auto if you wanted to. I wouldn't suggest doing auto. I don't ever actually use auto. So don't be afraid to take snapshots to see your different process so that way you can figure out which one you like the best.